didn't have enough units to pressure them back. So now we do. It's too late now, but you know, they should have been able to expand early on, and if they had some more probes, they could have been the expansion could have been saturated a long time ago. And the fact that Chrono Boost is not being used and the Chrono Boost energy is at full energy is not really, I don't think that's indicative of a good player. So you should always be using your Chrono Boost. I'm gonna be nagging about it all the time. Use your Chrono Boost. Even I miss it sometimes, but it's always good to use your Chrono Boost. Even on your warp gates if you don't have anywhere to use it. But usually use it on your Nexus so that you can produce more probes quickly. So my partner and I, with my measly force of Banelings and his large force of around 20 something roaches, are moving out to take out this little army here. And Teal does excellent walls here where we cannot create a very good concave. And if you guys watch my previous videos, I do stress a lot about the concaves. If you're facing off against non-melee units, concave is everything. You need to have a good concave. And this team, this Teal Protoss, managed to get a better concave by manipulating the terrain by using force fields. So that's a very good play from this Protoss that he needs to keep up in order to win this game. And they really need to expand, they really need to saturate these areas, that's the other thing. So I start to regain some of my drones after the attack, and my partner is actually working on Boral and Tunneling Claws. So he's actually working on, he should have speed soon, let's see. So he already has speed on his roaches, and he's going to be getting Boral and Tunneling Claws. So they don't PT, they don't really have a lot of you know, detection units, or scans are quite valuable now because of the fact that you have mules. So it's quite difficult for these two races to have, without spending a lot of cash or gas, to build detector units. So you could argue that, you know, Protoss have robotics lab facility where you could have an observer for 25.75, but observer and what's it called, robotics facilities are expensive already, and you should be building something else out of that instead of observers. You'd rather be building something out of it. Like for example, maybe you could be building a Immortal or even a Colossi, if you know, Colossus, if you have a what is that bay called? I completely forgot what that called. It's totally left my mind right now. I believe it's called Robotics Bay, I believe, but you know, I might be getting it wrong, and I'm too noobish to figure out these names. It seems to me that. So we have a Muta harass going on, and very slow reaction from our purple Terran. He should have moved his SCVs much sooner. And my Mutalisks have. I am clicking on my Mutalisks. Oh, only 4 kills. So he did manage to pull out some SCVs. He just had a very low SCV count. And this is one of the reasons why you cannot have such a low SCV count. This is very low SCV count, guys. His refinery is not fully saturated, and this is a lot of big misses that we have all the time. But let's take a look at this little fight going on, this skirmish going on with these roaches are shooting and borrowing and shooting and borrowing, and this is quite interesting. They have no detection, they have no scan. They do have a scan in my opinion, but I don't think they're using this scan effectively enough. So we have effectively separated the Protoss and Terran army, and what we should be doing all the time, because of the fact that Terran and Protoss army together, they're such a force to reckon with. So you do not want to fight those forces. And there's a little micro miss here where my partner left his roaches to die a little bit while they're borrowed. But he's going around taking out some probes, and while this is happening, I am actually taking out the barracks. And if you haven't noticed, I actually took out the reactor first because reactors are cheap to build, but it takes forever to build. It's like, I think it takes, for one reactor to build, you could build one factory and you could build one extra barracks. So it's not really, it's actually very good to destroy the reactor because it slows the Terran down a lot. And you could tell that I'm actually trying to take out the tech buildings, like tech labs, so you could stop, you know, upgrades like siege mode upgrades and things like that, because he's actually starting to build a siege tank. So Muta Harass is very effective against PT, And that's what I noticed. If you have a threshold of mutas around 20 something mutas, unless Protoss goes Phoenixes and there's at least 12 Marines guarding the mineral line with medevacs, you cannot stop mutas. Mutas are just too strong against PT without having and then people say, oh, you could build a Thor, but mutas have mobility over Thors, so that Thors could, even though they could be a very good static defense units, they're very poor mobile units at all. And so I'm just flying around, just checking out bases, and we are both expanding once again. I'm expanding onto the gold expansion. My partner already has expanded onto the bottom left expansion. And the other thing that Zerg should be doing is spread their creep, and I should have been doing this earlier on in the game, and my partner should have been doing this earlier on in the game as well, and he just started to spread his creep tumor, and we have managed to make it halfway to their base. So let's take a look at what our Protoss is building. He's actually building a forge. I'm not sure if building a forge right now will help a lot, but he is actually very behind on upgrades. He's actually 000 stalkers, while my partner is 22 roaches. 22 roaches do 20 damage, guys. So like before stalkers, while they're 0-0, I think stalkers could take on roaches one-on-one easily. But in a situation where roaches are this much upgraded, they will just destroy a non-upgraded stalker. So upgrades are very important, something that this Protoss should not have been neglecting, and he is going to pay dearly for it. So we have control of the map, and we also control the pace of the game as well, because of the fact that we have so many bases, and we did so much pressure play on them that they had no choice but to stay at home and defend against mutas. And plays like this, where roaches just randomly come out of nowhere and force the retreat, and at the same time these roaches will be getting perhaps a lot out of it if he scans. But while this is happening, my forces are coming in for the flank from the behind, and I have my lings and mutas we just have a surround, and this is going to annihilate this guy's army. And look at this huge amount of force fields that are just going down for absolutely no reason, because it's not going to help them at all. They were already too late once we surrounded them, and they don't GG, but they just left the game. So thanks for watching 2-on-2 random Diamond Fridays. And guys, thanks for commenting again, and keep viewing, keep commenting, and if you guys have any requests, please let me know, so I could actually cast those as well. So thanks Digital for playing with me and actually carrying the game, because I play like shit. So thanks for doing that, and hopefully I could put up more videos next Friday where I have a very improved Zerg play. So thanks guys, see you soon.